Hi there and welcome. This is the update for Gesture user interface. It's December 7th, Wednesday, and currently we have a menu window functioning. This will need some updating because it's currently empty, so we cannot launch any new applications from here. But at least it's already exists, so I'm gonna fill it up with some demo applications soon. Here we have an iframe example. So I'm testing various components because I want, this is gonna be user interface centric. So I'm gonna add as many components as I can. One of these components is of course iframes. You can add iframes to the Internet Archive and therefore get games from there. Let me see if this runs without any problems. I hope not. Okay, so you can play it. Let me see if I can minimize it and then restore it. Which one was it? It was this one. So as you can see, many of what I call window essentials are done. You have a window. A window belongs to an application that is running. An application controls the set of windows. It also controls something on the footer. There can be applications that actually have no windows, but those will be, for example, the clock, which will live here on the right side of the footer, and other micro applications that tell you if you're currently connected to the server, if everything is all right. They'll give you a green light, stuff like that. But there are multiple window basics that you need to have functioning. For example, a window might not be maximizable. So there's no maximize button here. It'll only close and minimize. I can minimize and I can restore a window. I can, of course, move it around. The window obeys the limits on the top left, but I can kind of hide it around here, not fully. So always something remains of it. I can resize it until I practically hide everything. And there's a maximum window size currently on this window, 640 by 480. Of course I can close it. This triggers some animation effects. I haven't really spent much time with that. This is just another type of iframe, a more configurable one from YouTube, so that you can embed your own videos. So when you call this component, you only give the ID of the, for now, you only give the ID of the YouTube video, and you get a fully runnable window with the video. So we get everything we already saw. We can move the window, we can freely resize it, and on this case we can even maximize it, we can minimize it, we can restore it, etc. And hopefully when I close it, the sound should disappear. If everything is working correctly, when I close it, the sound should go away. Okay, that worked. Like I said, I'm working on a lot of components. Some stuff will be more impressive, some stuff will be less impressive. This component is related to scroll wells. So if I scroll down here, I immediately get a scroll bar because the content is much larger than the where it's being rendered. This will be extremely useful because I mean, how many times do we have items that overflow the page? So we really need the scroll well to be working, and I could get a scroll bar that's decently pretty. Yeah, that's also important. Things need to function, but you don't really have to forget pretty things. So it's currently working correctly, and I'm happy for that. Uh, I'm also working with the new CSS grid because I think it's the way moving forward to really place things on a user interface. The developer will tell how many columns he wants, how many fractions each column occupies. In this case, you can see that there's 3 columns and each occupies one fraction, one equal fraction. I was able to place a YouTube component on this second cell of the grid. As you can see, A1, A2, A3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on A2, I was able to place a YouTube cell, a YouTube component, without absolutely any problem. So this is fantastic because this means I can just select one of these cells and paint anything I want into it, any user interface component into it. And I can, using grids, I can really push the limits on what I can do. It can be resized. It can, it can be responsive to the window size. So I'm kind of happy with that. I think I'll need to code it in a way that's really easy to set up, so it doesn't offer any surprises or stuff like that. But you still get all of the power. But I think it's functioning really well. And finally, Monaco. Monaco, I mean, if you want to edit code or if you want to edit files, Monaco is just fantastic. It's the Visual Studio code editor, and I just love it. I just love it, and I need it. I need it in my bag of tricks. So this is just another component which you can also paint into any area that can receive a component. And so I expect it to be really useful to whoever designs user interfaces using Gesture. And for now it's working. I'll have to see if there's any outgoing bugs, but I'm extremely happy right now. I also intend to add splitters so that you can have, 1, 2, maybe even 3 side by side of these. Of course, tabs for tab data, etc. One of the objectives is for you to be able to edit code inside Jester, even if it's just JSON or small text files. But if you really want to edit large stuff, you can also, there's nothing stopping you. So you can just edit it here. And for now, that's it. The upcoming updates will be a menu, get some applications in here that you can launch, server connectivity, so that you can start receiving application information from the server, and micro utilities on the footer, so that you can see the clock time, you can see if you're connected to the internet, you can even see if you're on a laptop, you should be able to see the status of your battery. So you can full screen Gesture and just work on your projects. So today is December 7th. This was an update for JesterUI. I am Hugo Ferreira. Thank you for listening.